Well, if you can even believe it, it's already getting close to back to school time. And before you send your kids off to school or sports, as our next guest will tell you, they need a trip to the doctor first.
They do.
And so why are sports physicals? Oh, I'm with Dr. Stephen Lana, by the way, from Delaware Pediatrics. And you're going to tell us why sports physicals are so important for kids.
Well, sports physicals are important because it's an opportunity for us to make sure that the child is healthy and prepared and not putting him or herself at risk. One thing I want to remind parents, and that is to plan ahead. This time of year, pediatricians get overwhelmed with requests for sports physicals, and we have other appointments that we need to take care of. We need to take care of the sick children, we need to take care of the babies who need their vaccines. So it's really hard to accommodate the requests for sports physicals if they all come in July and August. So remember, a sports physical or a physical exam is valid for 1 year from the time that it was done. So that if you simply call your doctor with an update and a request, and just make sure that there haven't been any major traumatic injuries, any new medical conditions, last year's physical is still good. Now, having said that, the importance of a sports physical is, first of all, a parent should accompany the child to the exam. It's very important for us to get an updated family history. Family histories are constantly changing. What was true last year may not be true this year. So we need to know, for example, are there any family members who have died at a young age unexpectedly? Then we're suspicious to look for any cardiac conditions that might put that youngster at risk. We need to know if there's any family history of asthma, or we need to know if there's any past medical history of asthma in that child so that we can optimally manage that asthma to make sure the asthma doesn't get in the way or interfere with that child's ability to perform at their best ability. And also, because of the nature of sports and locker rooms and crowded conditions, we need to take that opportunity to make sure that the child is fully protected against communicable diseases like influenza, whooping cough, and meningitis.
And, you know, you are also mentioning that it's important for the doctors to know about previous injuries. And last week we were speaking about concussions, so
right.
Head injuries are especially important.
Absolutely. Previous injuries and particularly concussions, because it really sets the stage for what parents need to be on the lookout for. As we mentioned last week, concussions are additive, they're cumulative, and each time that you sustain one, the next concussion may come at a lower traumatic force, so it may take less of an impact to cause the second one, and then again the third one. So we need to be very, very careful. Sports physicals are more than just height, weight, blood pressure, and 2 arms, 2 legs. We need to really take our time and do them well.
And make sure that, you know, it's a reminder to get those vaccines.
The vaccines are important. Again, children are in locker rooms, they're together in large groups, and things like influenza, whooping cough, and meningitis have to be protected against.
All right. Well, as always, thank you so much for being with us
My
today,
pleasure.
Dr. Lana. And for now, we're going to send things on over to Emily with your .com check. Hey,